Hey HBARbarians, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be talking about news of the Hedera CEO Mance Harmon, featuring on the London Real YouTube channel, where he discussed details surrounding the development of the Hedera ecosystem. During Harmon's appearance on the London Real YouTube channel, he was asked a number of details in regards to the overall utility of the Hedera network. He was also asked details in regards to the recent updates to the Hedera network, including news of the Hashgraph consensus algorithm set to become open source. The following clip features Harmon's conversation with London Real in regards to the decentralization of the Hedera network and what this will mean for the potential utility of the network.
And we're dissolving the office of CEO and the office of CTO in Hedera Hashgraph. So Hedera will never have, as far as I know, will never have another CEO or CTO. The council is making all those decisions. So it is weird, right? I mean, it is a totally different mindset and than what one is used to, certainly what VC have been used to, and normal business practices of growing a SaaS, a SaaS startup or whatever. We've started from the beginning knowing that we were going to decentralize the operations entirely and put ourselves out of a job. And that's success, right? That is definitionally success. And we're now there. Of course, Swirlds is a member of the council and will continue to contribute as a member of the council on par with all the other members, all the other council members, and will continue to contribute software to the code base and do the things that it wants to do, but in the ecosystem, and that's healthy. So early on, you need the efficiencies of centralization and operations, but at maturity, a project that is decentralized in its operations and its ecosystem is far more robust, and that is what is new in terms of thinking, right? That's turned on its head conventional wisdom of where you want to be at maturity. And the realization is that decentralization actually results in a healthier, more robust ecosystem around the platform than another tech giant. And that's where we're going.
Okay. As we stated on numerous instances on the channel, the Hedera Governing Council purchased the IP for the Hashgraph consensus algorithm from the creators of the algorithm in Swirlds. So alongside the Governing Council purchasing the IP of the Hashgraph consensus algorithm, the chief members of Hedera in Mance Harmon and Lehman Bed, who both currently hold the position of CEO and chief scientist, will be abdicating those roles, and they'll be transferring from members of Hedera to members of Swirlds, which will continue to be a member of the Hedera Governing Council. Alongside the Governing Councils obtaining the IP of the Hashgraph consensus algorithm, the algorithm is set to become open source, which will lead to other developers outside of the Hedera team being able to analyze and potentially implement Hashgraph technology into their frameworks. So this could be quite beneficial overall for the Hedera network, as one of the key pillars of DLT in crypto is the open source nature of the underlying code. So the open sourcing of the code could lead to more developers and creators moving from other networks to Hedera, especially when they take into account the innate benefits Hedera has over the vast majority of other DLTs, including the network speed, scalability, and its asynchronous Byzantine fault tolerance security level. As we saw in 2021, there was a huge influx of developers to the likes of Solana. This was generally due to the open source nature of the networks, as well as the networks, especially high degrees of scalability and finality. So Hedera could potentially see a similar degree of influx from developers, as the open sourcing of the Hashgraph consensus algorithm, coupled with Hedera having extremely attractive features, could lead to more developers moving from the likes of Ethereum or even Solana to Hedera, and we potentially could see significant increases in the price of HBAR, as we did for Sol and Aave in 2021. As well as Harmon going into detail discussing the increases in the decentralization of the Hedera network, namely the open sourcing of the Hashgraph consensus algorithm and the Governing Council purchasing the IP of the algorithm, Harmon also discussed the strategy the team is set to implement in regards to the overall development of the network, whereby the team is set to generally push for the overall improvement of the network. So the network can be as good as it can be for developers or even enterprises to actively utilize, and how the team aren't necessarily going to do excessive marketing to induce short-term pops in prices, which the vast majority of crypto projects in the market have carried out in recent times.
Strong ethics and values of always doing the right thing, and that certainly starts at the top. And what we see are some competing projects that are willing to take cut the corners that allow them to get market share more quickly. And of course, there's enormous pressure to do that, right? There's enormous pressure from our ecosystem to do certain things that might, be a quick win in terms of market cap. And, everybody wants to get rich, so to speak. But those do come at a cost in the long term, as you point out. And while some of it is just the way that Lehman and I are wired, right? We have always taken a long view on these things and always said that if we stick to our guns and stay true to the principles of building true fundamental value into the project, then over time, the rest of these things take care of themselves. Don't do anything that'll give you sort of a sugar high, but it's going to hurt or damage the project in the longer term. We've always taken that view, and it's just part of your makeup to say, I'm not going to be swayed by the market, by token holders, by others that, many of them are well-intentioned, right? A lot of people have very strong opinions about what should be done, and it's not because that they're just wanting to get rich. It's because they think it's the right thing to do for the project, but you have to stay true to your vision and to your principles, or those well-meaning people will destroy your company.
So as stated by Harmon, the Hedera team is set to mainly focus on the overall improvement of the network, so the network is as attractive as it can be for enterprises or even developers to actively utilize. So I personally think this is the best method of development, especially over the long run, as when the market becomes less speculative, whereby the actual token and the network's value is backed by the underlying DLT, utility will be king, whereby increases in the utility of the network will lead to invariable increases in the demand for the token, which aids in the ability to verify transactions. As we know, Hedera is already the most utilized network on the marketplace, and it's involved in so many initiatives, especially big news surrounding a Fortune 10 company set to actively use the Hedera consensus and token service for their offerings. If a significant Fortune 10 company actively leverages the Hedera network, we should see huge booms in the use of the network, further booms in the use of the network. With Hedera being the king of utility on the marketplace, Hedera should see significant increases in its value. As the market matures and as the speculation surrounding the overall market dissipates, Hedera could surpass the likes of Dogecoin or even Shiba Inu, which have hardly any utility connected to their networks. And they should even surpass the majority of these other projects. Even Cardano. Cardano only recently implemented smart contracts into their offerings, so Hedera is way ahead of the likes of Cardano and Solana. Solana's experienced a lot of security issues. They've experienced a DDoS attack quite a few times. This is in contrast to Hedera, where Hedera has asynchronous Byzantine fault tolerance, which makes it highly secure and almost mitigates the likelihood of a malicious entity attacking the network. So the utility as well as the security connected to the Hedera network could lead to increases in the overall utility of the network and could attract further developers and even enterprises to use the network. And over the long run, Hedera could see significant increases in its value. I'll link the Mance Harmon interview with London Real in the description below. What are your thoughts on Hedera? Do you think the perceived lack of marketing is a weakness connected to the Hedera network? Let us know your views in the comments below. Become a Crypto Clan member by joining us on Telegram and Twitter, where we talk all things crypto. Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click on the notification bell. Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.